In this video, we're going to be talking about the negative geotropism of the sunflower. A tropism is a growth of a plant in response to a stimuli. So geo refers to gravity, which means that geotropism is the growth of a plant in response to the force of gravity. Negative geotropism involves growing against the force of gravity, so upwards, which sunflowers engage in at the shoots, meaning that the plant grows upwards against gravity. Sunflowers also engage in positive geotropism at the roots, which means the roots grow downwards with the force of gravity. I've got a little video here, which is sunflower plants growing, and as you can see, they go upwards against the force of gravity, even though they've been turned on their side. So this process is regulated by auxins, which are a type of hormone that is specific to plants and control growth. The auxins which are involved in geotropism cause cell elongation. So a sunflower plant on the side will have a large concentration of auxins on the underside of it, causing the cells nearest to the ground to elongate and turning the plant upwards. This means that the sunflower will always grow upwards and therefore be closer to the sun. This is advantageous to the sunflower as it allows maximum light absorption, which is required for photosynthesis. Next, we're going to talk about the menotaxis that honeybees use. Taxis is a word which refers to the movement of an animal in response to a stimuli. So meno is like at an angle. So menotaxis together is the movement of an animal at a fixed angle to a stimuli. So honeybees use menotaxis to navigate, and they travel at a constant angle from the sun to find their way to and from their nest. This is also known as sun compass taxis because they use the sun as a sort of compass. Bees are born with a genetically encoded map of the sun's path along with an internal clock which helps them keep track of how far they've traveled and also how the sun will have moved during their journey. Bees also have the ability to see polar light, which means that even when the sun is obscured by clouds, they are able to sense its position. Once a bee has found a reliable food source, they will return to the nest and perform a dance which depicts the direction of the food source in relation to the sun. For example, if a bee was to dance upwards, it would be telling the rest of the hive that there is a food source towards the sun, and if it was to dance downwards, it would indicate that there was food further away from the sun. The direction of the food source in relation to the sun is then remembered by the rest of the hive. These adaptations are beneficial to the honeybee as it makes navigation so much easier for them as they have a reference point which will always be there. This also means that hardly any energy will be wasted trying to find their way to and from a food source, as the directions will always be remembered. This adaptation is also beneficial to the honeybees as a species, as it increases the efficiency with which they can obtain food. These benefits are not only felt by the individuals, but the whole hive, as a single bee can communicate the direction of the food source to the rest of the hive. Therefore, only one bee has to discover food for the entire population to benefit.